I-Team reports on abusive treatment at a chain of child Medicaid dental clinics has triggered broad state and federal investigations.
Roberta Baskin and our I-Team continue to uncover more disturbing problems with the Small Smiles dental clinics. The story, unfortunately for the kids, is the hits just keep coming, Roberta.
It's true, and the clinics have operated under different names, but Small Smiles is the most common. They operate in the District, Maryland, Virginia, and 19 other states, and we continue to find evidence that they've pursued profits over patient care.
I'm 5.
This is Brandon from North Carolina, showing off his mouthful of baby root canals capped in metal. And Daniel from Colorado, with abrasions and welts from visiting the dentist. And Miguel from Maryland, strapped down on a papoose board while his mother is forced to wait outside. Miguel's treatment was not an isolated case. The I-Team has learned that routine use of papoose boards in the Small Smiles network of clinics has injured and traumatized children and may have played a role in this child's death. At least a dozen states have launched civil or criminal investigations, many of them prompted by our reports. In Arizona, 4-year-old Jonathan, strapped in restraints, died from an overdose of anesthesia, while this dentist performed 5 baby root canals.
No comment.
The state investigation found that Jonathan was restrained for no justifiable reason, and his symptoms could have been masked by the papoose board. The dentist's license was revoked.
Does the Small Smiles home office encourage the use of these papoose boards?
Yes.
In New York, Doug Gardner lost his dental license after being convicted of Medicaid fraud for double billing at a Small Smiles clinic.
When you're throwing that much treatment at Medicaid that quickly, they can't check everything.
The I-Team tracked Gardner down to Indianapolis, where he agreed to speak out about Small Smiles practices for the first time.
Taxpayer dollars are being wasted because they're paying for treatment that's not getting done, treatment that doesn't need to be done, and children aren't being treated like children.
This Small Smiles patient remembers being physically held down in the Rochester clinic 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was sweating. I mean, my whole body just started shaking like I was having a seizure.
Gardner says it was not uncommon.
How stressed out did these children get?
Stressed out enough to wet their pants, sweat completely through all of their clothing, be soaking wet.
And how are you told to manage that?
Clean them up as best you can before you get back to mom or dad.
That's another Small Smiles policy, separating parents from children during dental procedures. In North Carolina, Brandon's mom couldn't imagine what was taking 3 hours until he emerged with 16 baby root canals and steel caps.
I couldn't stop crying because I was very upset and I wanted to see him.
In Colorado, these police photos are evidence of young children bruised from restraints. Daniel had 8 teeth drilled and capped in one sitting.
He just hears the word dentist and he starts to cry and scream that he doesn't want to go in.
Dentists tell us baby root canals and caps may not always be the best treatment option for young patients, but do result in the best reimbursement for Small Smiles.
The Small Smiles way of taking care of children is to maximize every dollar that they can during that patient visit at all costs.
After Gardner's clinic was audited, Small Smiles paid back $444,000 in overcharges.
I've lost my career, I've lost my livelihood, and I'm unemployable now.
Except as an RV salesman in Indianapolis, where he can't forget the pressure from Small Smiles to break $1 million in profits each year.
And the biggest thing you can do is do those baby root canals and crowns, because that's $220 that Medicaid does not question. And it's just $220, $220, $220, $220, $220.
As a result of our reports, the Maryland Attorney General has launched a criminal investigation of Small Smiles, and the current management company, FORBA, took over the clinics in September 2006, and they say that it can't be responsible for the problems that occurred before then. And they've declined our on-camera interview request, but they tell us that they're undertaking an independent investigation in Maryland and the district. We'll see what happens.
Every time I think there's nothing else that could surprise me, you come up with something like that. Amazing.
All right.
Thanks, Roberta.
Thank you.
And of course, we'll have more.